bullets. So you may want to stay at the bottom of the screen, wait for them to go under, then just get over top of where they're about to come back up from, and hit them when they re-emerge from the water. In this area, even though it looks like the walls could probably hurt you, they can't. You can actually move easily throughout them, so just be very wary when trying to move back and forth of the enemies in them. This part, however, the green vines can hurt you, so use your firepower to take out easily a straight line, or if you want to take out more of it at a time, you can. Usually staying in the very middle of the screen and keep blasting your fire, you should be able to avoid the butterflies that are coming at you, and be able to destroy all the vines so that you can get an easy, clean path through. These enemies are pretty much the same enemy we saw in the first level, except their pattern of movement's a little bit different. The power-up I just grabbed is probably my favorite in the entire game and will greatly help you out when you're playing this game. What it does is it makes your dragon small, and then it gives you two little dragons on the left and right side of you, so that you actually still have your 3-shot, but you're actually much smaller on the screen. The two dragons on the left and right side of you, they can't actually be hurt by anything. So you can actually use that to a lot of your advantage. So if they run into any of the scenery or run into an enemy or get shot at, they won't get hurt, you won't take any damage. So you can use this, especially in later levels when there's going to be tight areas to get through, it comes greatly in hand. These enemies right now that I'm facing are probably one of the more annoying ones, and thankfully they only appear in this level. They make that line of vines, or that prickly thorns that keep going around you, and they keep following you anywhere they're on screen. So whenever they are on screen, they're going to keep trying to chase you down. Try to do your best to avoid them, and if they're coming right at you, you can fire at them, and as soon as you defeat one, another one will spawn right from the same area. As you can see though, I did get hit right there, and I ended up losing my power-up. Okay, it's time for our next boss battle, and this one is the Mammoth Flower. You're gonna have to use your bombs in order to defeat the little bulbs that are around it. You can see there's 4 bulbs to start with. You have to destroy each of them by launching little bombs at them. Once we defeat the first 4, 4 more are going to spawn. Now the thing is constantly launching these spike balls at you, but you can use something to your advantage in the NES version. And that is, the NES has, of course, a limit on how many things can be on screen at once. And once there's too many things, it starts to slow down. So keep mashing your bomb button, because every time you do, as you can see, the bombs will slow down and give you an easier chance to dodge through them. So I always use that to my advantage when attacking this boss in particular. Keep moving around it, keep using the bombs to avoid the spikes the best that you can, and once you've destroyed all 4 of the bulbs, the Mammoth Flower at the top of it, it looks right now like a tree, will open up and will allow us to take on the inside part of it, and then in which case we can now just drop a lot of bombs on it real quick, and after a few bombs it'll explode and we'll beat the level. This princess right here is the first one that actually gave us something. She gave us an extra life. Like I said before though, that's not always going to happen because usually they won't even show up in some of your runs. Now this is level 4, we have a big desert that we have to go through. You can also see that my health did not regenerate. It still has 1 shot of it that I took in the previous level. Now I was able to gain my invincibility back for a brief period of time right now, as I am still the pink dragon. Any enemy that is flashing on screen will allow you to get a power-up from them in case you didn't already notice that. Now right there what I got was the big X in a circle, and what that does is the earthquake bomb that I had earlier in the game, this makes the earthquake go on non-stop for a short period of time, and destroys anything that's on the ground while you're moving through. So really all you have to focus on is the stuff flying in the air for that brief period of time. The earthquake, however, can be a little bit distracting or disorienting because the screen is constantly shaking, so you still have to be pretty careful because you may get dizzy from just looking at it. As you can see, this level is pretty short as we're actually at the next boss, the Bone Dragon. Now what happens is, it forms together as this big bone dragon, and after a few seconds it flashes a couple of times, then stops and breaks apart, and spreads out all its bones in a different spread shot direction. So hang at the bottom of the screen just left or right of the face, so that when the face flies at you, it'll go past you, and the other bone will go to the left of you diagonally. Then, once you've done that, destroy the little ghost spirits that are flying around it, and attack just the ball circle in the middle. Level 5 is the cave, and it's probably one of the hardest levels in the entire game because you can't touch the walls. If you touch any of the spike walls, you'll end up taking damage. Getting a hold of the power-up that makes you small, or getting the one where it makes you small with the two baby dragons, is pretty crucial in order to get past this level with minimal trouble. Getting that will greatly increase your chances of actually being able to complete it without taking damage. Now the power-up I just got there was the other invincibility. It doesn't change the form of your dragon, it just makes you white, in which case you can't be hit by a lot of things for a period of time, and also your power-up doesn't change, so if you had 3 heads, you'll still have 3 heads once you get it. Thankfully right there I was able to get my 2 baby dragons back, so now I'm very small on screen as you can see, and this is going to greatly increase my chances of being able to maneuver around the cave walls. They will keep going back and forth, close up on you, open up, so in this level you always have to be on your toes, not just from the enemies, but of course from the walls as well. Those big blocks can be kind of annoying because they come up from the ground. Just make sure you're not directly over top of one when it opens up. Now next up we have our next boss of the game, which is a big spider. You have to defeat it by throwing bombs at it that hit it while it's actually on the web itself. It will also leave little other spiders around that you'll have to shoot straight with your normal shot to take those out. Once in a while the spider will jump up into the air and try to shoot straight at you with its web. That's a great opportunity to do a lot of straight powerful damage to it. Once it falls back down to the web, continue dropping bombs on it until you're able to defeat it. Level 5 is a giant snowfield, and for the most part, it's going to be much simpler than the previous level. The hardest part comes later on in the level, where we have to destroy a certain amount of walls in order for our dragon to sneak by, similar to the vines that we saw in the previous forest level. But then, also, the screen starts to scroll faster, so you have to be very quick when maneuvering around. The hardest part, though, is one specific area where you have to pick left or right, You're gonna have to go on the right side, because if you pick the left, you're gonna run right into a wall. The walls can also hurt you in this level, just like the cave level, but they're not as obnoxious because they don't keep opening and closing, and the enemies that are coming at you are a little easier to deal with.